People are gonna get angry at me for that one. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back. If you've seen my face before, we are ranking all of Taylor Swift's vault songs, all of her From the Vault tracks from her Taylor's versions or some other one-off songs that she's released. I do have to preface that these are all of my opinions. People are probably not going to like them, okay? But you don't need to get angry about it. This is all for fun, obviously. And I thought, why not? Let's just do a tier list ranking of these songs, because I've got some of my all-time favorite ones on here and then some that I refuse to listen to because they should have stayed in the vault, and you will find out which ones are on that list very shortly. May the ranking begin. So I think we're gonna start off with Fearless Taylor's version first, obviously because it was the first Taylor's version to be released on April 9th, 2021, 2 days after my 18th birthday, by the way. And she released Mr. Perfectly Fine on my birthday as a single to the album. I'm gonna start with that first. Screw You All Over Me. I'm gonna start with Mr. Perfectly Fine, but it is god tier, like god tier. It came out on my 18th birthday. Immediately when I listened to it, I was just like, why did this stay in the vault? Also, it got Joe Jonas's ass. So it's just so fearless. It's just so fearless. But the other songs, how do I put this nicely? I, quite frankly, did not like them. Actually, okay, well, Don't You I like, okay, but I definitely have to be in the mood to listen to. The whole point of Taylor's vault songs are obviously to bring the songs out of the vault that she never got to release the first time around, and obviously some of them can change, but throughout all of them I find that they're very differently produced and they just feel very out of place. For example, I feel like You All Over Me is one of those songs which, I'm not gonna lie, it should have stayed in the vault, and I'm just gonna keep it at that. Maren Morris is great. I just don't think she should have been featured on it. And I'll go into the second feature actually, or the second song that has a feature. That's When with Keith Urban. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You didn't hear this from me, but I used to listen to the leaked version of the original That's When, and oh, perfect, 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 perfect. It was just, it's perfect. The reason why I'm not putting it at perfect is because I don't listen to it enough, but when I do, I shake ass. I'm shaking ass and I get down. I get down country style. Okay, we'll do We Were Happy. I have a love-hate relationship with it because I'm happy. I'm a very happy person, and that's a depressing song. It's just off. Same with the last two. So Bye Bye Baby, I'm gonna also put with love-hate relationship. It's okay. The lyrics are really catchy, especially with the chorus. Obviously, that's one of Taylor's strongest points is her songwriting. She knows how to create a story, but it's just one of those stories that I am like, meh. And then If It Was a Movie, love it. Well, I'm not gonna put it in love it, I put it in like. But obviously we all know that that was a Speak Now song, and the only reason why she changed it into a Fearless Taylor's version track is because I think she wanted to keep the entirety of Speak Now a self-written album, which is so fair. Totally understand, and I commend her for doing that because that whole album is amazing. And actually, let's transition into that one. We've got Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy. It's definitely up there. I do really like it. The feature doesn't feel out of place. In my opinion, if it was on the original Speak Now, it would have elevated it. Speak Now is pretty much a perfect album, but with all of these vault tracks, I find that they did really elevate the album as is, or added to it, I should say. And that brings us to When Emma Falls in Love. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfection. When Emma Falls in Love is definitely up there. It's just so, like her songwriting and the imagery that you get from it and the storytelling is just so perfect. It's just so beautiful. Just such a beautiful song to commemorate her friend's relationship or past relationship, and just, oh, just a big heart, big heart, big heart, big hearts all around. It's a very, very cute romantic song, especially in a album that's quite bleak in my opinion. But yeah, it does what it has to do, and oh, just so perfect. And now we're gonna go into it. I Can See You. Okay, the thing is, for me it's God tier, right? But out of all of the rest of these songs, should it be God tier? I don't know. But I'm gonna put it at perfect right now. Look, in my opinion, the song doesn't feel Speak Now, okay? But also, she said what she said with her whole chest and she fucking meant it. Whenever I listen to it, I'm like, damn! Like, 19 to 20 or 21-year-old Taylor wrote this? Like, girl! We're gonna go on to Castles Crumbling. It's one of those songs, so I'm putting it in love-hate relationship. It's one of those songs that I need to be in the mood to listen to. Hayley Williams on the track is perfect as well. Just the meshing of both of their talent is just top tier. I don't listen to the song as much as I want to. I don't know how to describe it. It's just one of those things where I have to be in the mood and I'm just not most of the time. People are gonna get angry at me for that one, but it's fine. Okay, we've got Foolish One. Where are we gonna put Foolish One? I'm gonna put it at Love. I think I'm gonna put it at Love. It makes sense why it has to be there. But yeah, I do really love it. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Also, I'm the foolish one. That's me. We see each other. Okay, Timeless. A lot of people say this and Foolish One are the best songs on Speak Now for the vault tracks, but it's like Castles Crumbling. I think I have to be in the mood for it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at love-hate relationship. Not that I love and I hate it. It's a great song. I'm kind of just using the love-hate option as meh, you know? With all of the Speak Now tracks, I definitely think this next album we're getting to takes the cake. We've got Red Taylor's version. We're gonna start with Better Man. So good live, it's been good. I used to listen to it when it was Little Big Town's song. But yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. It was a beautiful live. Whatever. You get the idea. Now, nothing new. God tier. I don't care. I'm not gonna elaborate. All I'm gonna say is Taylor Swift and Phoebe Bridgers. Yes. Babe, I like the song. Weirdly, so I used to listen to it when it was Sugarland and then featuring Taylor Swift. I think I like the production of that song way better than I like it in Red Taylor's version. But do I still listen to that version? No, I will still listen to Taylor's version. I do really like the song. I think I would just prefer it if it was more of that same production as the original Sugarland song. Message in the Bottle. I fucking love that song, but I don't think it's God tier, but it is perfection. It screams what Taylor wanted to do with the transition from country to pop. I love the song so much. I do love the song so much. It's just very random in there if you think about it. We're gonna go to I Bet You Think About Me. So I loved so I was gonna put it at like, but no, I listen to the song a lot. I do love it. The Red vault tracks never miss. And yeah, I have nothing bad to say. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Now we have Forever Winter. Putting it in love-hate relationship because like I said, for all of these other songs, it's one of those songs I have to be in the mood to listen to. It is a very hard song to get through if you've ever lost somebody in your life. It's just one of those songs that are really hard to get through, and I don't really listen to it often. And I just, you know, I don't want to be sad all the time. I don't want to be sad all the time. If I want to be sad all the time, I'll go listen to Folklore in my Folklore cardigan and like go cry in the woods about it. You know what I mean? Now we've got Run. This song was my top song when Red Taylor's version came out. Definitely my top song when Red Taylor's version came out. Since we've had it for like 2 years now, something like that, it's definitely bumped down a little bit. It's still a beautiful song, and I will say I prefer this over Everything Has Changed. Sorry Not Sorry. The scene that it sets in my head is just, oh, it's so folly and so autumny and just beautiful. It's a very beautiful song, but I don't think it should be any higher than Like, because I don't listen to it much anymore. I don't know why. I think I just overplayed it, so probably that's why. But yeah, Okay, we've got The Very First Night. Anyways, next, All Too Well 10-minute version, I'm putting you at perfect. People will say it should be on God tier, and I'm aware of that, but you know what? I'll put it at God tier for right now because I do prefer the 10-minute version over the regular, like, original version, because technically speaking, the 10-minute version was the original version, but we won't get into that. But yeah, actually, yeah, that is God tier. That's God tier. It's been one of the most anticipated songs since she's accidentally mentioned that she's had a 10-minute version of that song, so there you go. We're going into the last two. They're technically not vault tracks, but they were released right before the Eras Tour started. We have Safe and Sound and Eyes Open. I'm gonna put Safe and Sound at Love and Eyes Open at Like. The reason why Safe and Sound is higher is just because I prefer it better than Eyes Open. Eyes Open definitely hits harder, but I like the original production of Eyes Open instead of the Taylor's version. In terms of her vocals, I like Taylor's version more. It's just that it sounds like karaoke, and I don't know how else to describe it, which is why I'm putting it at Like, but I still listen to it very often. And then Safe and Sound is and has always been one of my favorite songs. I'm a Hunger Games fan too. I've just always liked Safe and Sound more than Eyes Open. Okay, we'll get into 1989. If she wanted to try to venture into pop, she should have just said fuck it. And that's exactly what she did with this album, and that is why there are no misses. But I obviously have my favorites, and we're gonna get into it right now. Slut was one of my biggest anticipated songs on the album. I wasn't expecting it to be a love song. I do understand why it wasn't originally on the album the first time. She speaks upon why it wasn't included, and the reason why it wasn't is because they had Blank Space, which Blank Space is like a fuck slut shaming anthem, and Slut is the happier sister version of that, where instead of making fun of the perceptions of the media that have been put on her, she turns it saying, well, screw it, if they call me a slut, I don't care because I'm so madly in love with you and that's all that matters to me right now. And for that, it's a very beautiful song, and I'm gonna put it at Love. Anyways, we'll go into Say Don't Go. Say Don't Go originally was one of my least favorite vault tracks, but it has definitely climbed up to the top ranks. It is fucking perfect. Oh my god, especially the breakdown in the bridge, the why do you have to make me want you? Why do you have to give me nothing back? Like, oh, and then the I said I love you, you say nothing back, and then just, oh, it's perfect. But it's not God tier for me, because you know what is God tier? I'm just going straight over to it. Is It Over Now? Is It Over Now is perfect because it's like literally like, is it over now? Like, is the album done? Like, quite literally. But also it's almost like it recounts all of the situations she was in throughout all of 1989, top to bottom, and then it just closes with, is it over now? Like, is it? Now That We Don't Talk is a perfect song. I'm sorry. Or actually, I'm gonna put it at Love, because this one critique I've had since the album came out with the vault tracks is that it's too short. It is too short. I understand what she was doing with it because it's literally called Now That We Don't Talk, and she ends it with Now That We Don't Talk, and then it's just done. I get it. I see the vision, but I feel like a 2-minute song for this, no. I feel like it would have been funnier if she just kept going on for maybe another minute, but I also see how that can fault the song. Such a great song. The production is amazing, and I wish we could have heard more. Anyway, Suburban Legends. Definitely a love song as well. I have no complaints on it, but also I don't think it's perfect, and I don't think it's God tier either, but I just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I just love it. It ponders on the thought of like pining over someone, and it's just like, we've all been there. We've got Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar, and we've got Sweeter Than Fiction left. Technically these weren't vault tracks, but they also weren't originally on the standard version, especially Sweeter Than Fiction. I'm gonna do Sweeter Than Fiction first. I like actually I'm gonna put Love Hate. I like Sweeter Than Fiction, but also it's like not one of my top songs ever. Very cute for the movie it was for. I just don't listen to it, and considering it's with 1989 now, I see why people wanted it with 1989, but to me it doesn't feel like 1989. It should have just been released separately. Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar. It did what it had to do. Actually, I'm putting a love and hate. This version did what it had to do, but the original version hit different. I feel like the cultural impact with this song isn't as big as it was like back in the day. Actually, you know, I'll put it up at like, but yeah, everything I said still stands. It's just one of those songs I don't listen to often because I just listen to the regular Bad Blood, the original Bad Blood. I just add his ad-libs in, like the you forgive, you forget, but you never let it go. Like I just do that on my own, but it's a like for me. Oh, we have You're Losing Me. That was just released from the vaults. I listened to the song like no one else did. If Spotify Wrapped could add local files into their system to be considered top tracks for that, it would be up there for sure. Beautiful song, heart-wrenching, heartbreaking, all of the things, and I relate to it. I'm a pathological people pleaser, okay? I get it, Taylor. It's God tier. It is God tier. Like you can't tell me otherwise. Beautifully written, beautifully produced on Jack Antonoff's end. Her heartbeat in it, it just adds so much more anxiety to it. As a listener, like obviously you know what it's going to be about with the song title being You're Losing Me, but it's just the emotions you feel from the song, just like what Taylor feels is what you feel, and it's beautiful. It is genuinely so beautiful, and that is why it's at God tier. And All of the Girls You've Loved Before, I like it. I like it. She's okay. It's actually, part of me wants to say it should have stayed in the vault because what did it do really, you know? Actually, I'm putting it in should have stayed in the vault. Although I listen to the song a lot, I think it should have stayed in the vault for this reason only, is that if it came out with a Lover Deluxe, it would make so much more sense. And I think I'd like it so much more. But also I understand why she's not coming out with a Lover Deluxe. So that's it for my ranking. We're just gonna go through it right now just to wrap it all up. At God tier, we have Mr. Perfectly Fine, Nothing New, The Very First Night, All Too Well 10-minute version, Is It Over Now and You're Losing Me. In Perfect or Perfection, we have When Emma Falls in Love, I Can See You, Better Man, Message in a Bottle, and Say Don't Go. In Love, we have That's When featuring Keith Urban, Foolish One, I Bet You Think About Me featuring Chris Stapleton, Safe and Sound, Slut, Now That We Don't Talk, and Suburban Legends. Then in Like, we have Don't You, If It Was a Movie, Electric Touch featuring Fall Out Boy, Babe, Run featuring Ed Sheeran, Eyes Open, and Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar. And then in Love/Hate Relationship, we've got We Were Happy, Bye Bye Baby, Castles Crumbling featuring Hayley Williams, Timeless, Forever Winter, and Sweeter Than Fiction. And finally, in Should Have Stayed in the Vault, we've got You All Over Me featuring Maren Morris and All of the Girls You've Loved Before. That concludes my ranking of every vault song we have currently from Taylor Swift, and that also concludes this video. Let me know what you think you would put in this ranking. Let me know if you'd switch anything up from what I've put here. Let me know your thoughts. Please don't be mean because this is all for fun. It's not like I hate any of these songs anyways, because I'll still listen to them and absolutely eat them up every time. And yeah, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, hit the like button, share this, follow me on all my social medias, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Anyways, bye guys, see you later.